Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss the differences between centrifugal pump and reciprocating pump. Here the line diagram for the centrifugal pump and reciprocating pump is given. The basic principle used here is to increase the pressure head of the water by using the dynamic action of the impeller, and here the basic principle by reciprocating the piston, the displacement of the water is taking place, due to that pressure of the water is increased, and both the pumps are used to lift the water from the lower level to higher level of the higher levels. So coming to the points, the discharge is continuous through this centrifugal pump. So the discharge is continuously taking place from the centrifugal pump, but whereas in case of the reciprocating pump, the discharge is fluctuating or pulsating or discontinuous. That means only water will be discharged during one of the stroke, and in another stroke the water is entering into the cylinder. In that case, water is not discharged to the delivery pipe. So that intermittent flow is taking place through this one, but continuous flow is taking place through the centrifugal pump. So that is the continuous as well as smooth flow is taking place. And next, second point, it is used for low head and large discharge. So this one is suitable for the low heads. So small amount of pressure is created with this one. At the same time, large discharge. So supply is large amount of water can be supplied through this centrifugal pump. And whereas this one is small discharges, very small discharges, but in case of the high heads, these are suitable. So it is used for high heads, but the small discharges are possible by this reciprocating pump. Coming to the next, third point, it can be used for lifting highly viscous liquids. So high viscous liquids can be handled by this centrifugal pump, but here only low viscous fluids are handled by this reciprocating pump. So high viscous liquids means oil or muddy water or any high viscous alcohols can also be transferred by this centrifugal pump, but here only pure water is handled or capable to lift that through this reciprocating pump, only low viscous fluids. And fourth point is cost is less as compared to the reciprocating pump. So cost of this one is less, but the cost of the reciprocating pump is high. Why the cost is more for this one is only precise, that is very precise parts are used in this reciprocating pump in order to supply the particular accurate flow rate. That is why these are designed with very precise parts, and more parts are used. That is why cost of this reciprocating pump is more than the cost of this centrifugal pump. And coming to the next point, it runs at high speed and can be coupled to electric motor. So these are runs at a high speed, that is why, and can be directly, this impeller is coupled to the electric motor directly, but whereas in case of this one, this pump is not directly coupled to the electric motor, it is coupled by means of the belt drives and runs at a low speed only. These are runs at a low speed only. And the next point is less noise and low maintenance cost for the centrifugal pump. So while it is running, it makes less noise only, so it will run smoothly and makes very less noise, as well as the maintenance cost for this centrifugal pump is very low only. We can easily do the repairs of any parts, but here, so this whenever it is running, the during that time it makes a lot of noise as well as vibration due to the reciprocating or moving parts of the pump, as well as repair cost or maintenance cost is very high for this one, because in order to disassemble all these parts inside this one, it is very difficult. That is why these parts are very difficult to maintain. That is why cost is also very high for the reciprocating pump. And next point is smaller floor area and low installation cost. So it occupies very less area because of the design is very small design is that is it can be manufactured in any sizes, so it can occupy very less area. At the same time, to install these machines, it the cost is also less, but as compared to this one, this occupies almost 4 to 5 times of area more than this one, and due to that one, the installation cost for this reciprocating pump is also high because of that because of that reason. And coming to the next one, no air vessel is required. So here no air vessel is required, but here air vessels are required. What is the air vessel? So here one pipe is there, that is air vessel. So this is the dome shaped type of the container in which water is supplied during the discharge stroke. So during the discharge, the some quantity of water is entered into the air vessel, and this water will pressurize the air which is present in this container, and during the suction stroke, whatever the water that is entered, that will be pushed downward by this air and entered into the discharge tube and supplied to the required places, so that continuous flow is possible by using this air vessels. So these are discontinuous flows. In order to make continuous flows, air vessels are installed in the reciprocating pump, but here no need to for this air vessels, because already it supplies the water continuously. Next point is it required priming operation. So these pumps are required priming operation, but reciprocating pumps no need of any priming operation. What is the priming? So priming is nothing but the filling of the suction pipe, impeller part as well as casing with water. So then only when you start the motor, it will supply the water to the discharge pump. Otherwise, if it is occupied with air, it won't make any suction at the impeller part, so that it won't supply the water to the discharge tube. So it will run only without water. When it is running without water, that will burn the motor part as well as this impeller, all will be damaged easily. So in order to avoid that one, so always we have to fill this suction pipe with the water. So that filling of the water is known as the priming operation. But whereas in case of the reciprocating pump, there is no such problems will occur directly. Here the sucking will take place during one of the stroke. So no need of any priming operation in the reciprocating pump. Coming to the next point, less wear and tear is taking place in this centrifugal pump. That means wear and tear will take place only when there are sliding or moving parts are there, but here no such type of the moving parts are there, so less wear is possible in this. But here the inside the piston, inside the cylinder, piston is moving to and fro motion. Due to that, inside liner is weared by this movement. At the same time, piston also get weared, and due to that, so more wear and tear is possible in the reciprocating pump due to the moving parts. And coming to the next point, lighter and more compact. So it is lighter in weight as well as more compact. That means we can make this any sizes due to the flexibility in the sizes. Weight of this motor also, weight of this pump can also be varies, so it can be made with a light weight. But here the size is very less compact. Less compact means more number of parts are used at the same time. Due to that less compact, it is heavier in weight, and it has to withstand for the high pressures. So to make that one, the size of this cylinder must be with very high thickness. That is why almost it is its weight is very high, so heavier in weight as well as less compact. And due to the losses, frictional losses, this pump is having less efficiency, and here high efficiency is possible by using this centrifugal pump. So high efficiency is getting from this centrifugal pump, low efficiency is getting. And mostly coming to the applications, these pumps are used in mostly in household purposes. In the homes, the water is lifted from the bore wells to the surfaces or to the overhead tanks, or in the irrigation purpose also we can use this one, and it can handle the high viscous fluid, that means savage of disposals or muddy waters in the drainages. In all those conditions we can use the centrifugal pump. But here this is used in the industries only. In special purpose only reciprocating pumps are used, that wherever the accurate supply is needed. So, and at the same time high heads are required. So mostly water servicing of the vehicles, as well as in case of the feed pumps, the boilers, in such cases most are there. So among them, these are the few examples where we are using the reciprocating pump. So these are the differences between centrifugal pump as well as reciprocating pump. Thank you.